If you love what we do, then please consider supporting Kritfayle on Patreon. Your support helps us grow and to create more content more often. And now, on with the show.
Yeah, we were still in the parking lot.
Didn't run, I skipped.
Yep, and we were confused because the taxi was, like, beside us, and you spontaneously crossed the street, and we were like, it's a Cipher.
Okay, are we getting in the same way we usually do?
Yeah.
Is she going to do a flip through the back window, maybe?
I will sit on the left again.
Cipher sitting in the middle.
Yep.
Terry's resigned.
Terry will get in last. He is already exhausted. He wants to go home, read a book, maybe have some tea, but he's sitting there. He's got his head on the door, and he's like,
Well, he's got a new book, and he's got some new tea.
What do you mean he has a new book?
He got a book with the newspaper clipping in it, and that's why we're going to talk to the person from the newspaper clipping.
Right. Yes.
Oh, I thought you'd be talking about Mr. Book.
Well, he's the one who sent the book.
He is the one who sent the book. There was a big old joke about how Mr. Book was hitting on Terry, and Terry was like,
Not having that.
Considering Mr. Book kind of looks like a robot.
Was he hitting on
A
Terry?
scary robot. I don't think so.
No, it was just a joke, because Mr. Book is terrifying.
Uh-huh.
But he did send Terry, like, a book and a clipping and a note, and Cipher was making fun of him for it.
Yes, that did happen.
Cipher wouldn't do such a thing.
Cipher did such a thing.
Cipher
No,
did do
surely
such a
not.
thing.
Cipher does not
It is
recall
on
doing
the
such a thing.
internet. It is
It
on
is
the
on
internet.
the internet.
You
There
cannot
is
prove this truth.
What is this internet you speak of?
You're
The
a hacker.
Oh,
Well,
And George is just looking at him. He's got one eyebrow raised. He's not quite sure what he's had walk into his cab.
we're going to the address of Mrs. Judith Morrison to talk to her about her missing son, who disappeared in a very similar way to Sally.
yes.
Yes. I took notes, guy.
Good. I'm glad someone did.
All I remember was old lady.
Old lady?
Old lady. Yes, George, please take us to the old lady.
Alright. He starts up and starts driving off.
Alright, so we are on the way to the address. She might not be there, but it's still worth a look, at least.
Yeah, how old is this clipping?
2 years old.
2 years.
Ah. Okay. So, what exactly are we saying when we get there?
We're good at talking to people. Right, Wren?
Me? No.
Yeah. Why not?
No.
Come on.
No. Why doesn't Cipher try?
You wanna let Cipher talk to the upset old lady?
Better than me.
I could email her.
You could eat. Oh. You could look her up, see if you can find any information on what she's up to now.
Words have a way of being misconstrued. Oh, good.
All words or your words?
What?
Huh?
Cipher's looking at Ren. What's wrong with me, words?
Depends on what you say.
What? Mrs. Wee Little Old Lady? We're here to talk about your long-lost dead son.
Missing, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say he's dead. If you say he's dead, that might upset her, so maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why you should be getting me to talk to her.
Okay, how about neither of us do it? Terry!
Oh, well. I'm pretty sure you guys have already forgotten her name at this point, so.
Old lady.
Possible.
Might as well.
You
So
seem
what
like
was
the
her name
most
again?
of a people person.
Her name is Mrs. Judith Morrison.
Okay.
Cypher pulls her backpack, puts it on her knees and pulls her laptop out and does a quick goggle search on... What was her name again?
Even I remember this time.
Terrence has like opened his book from Mr. Book, and he's attempted to start reading it, and he just stops, puts it down, and looks at you, and says, "Judith Morrison."
Judith. J. U. E.
D.
B.
I.
T.
T.
There's an
H.
H.
Judith what?
Oh, yeah.
Was that
Thank you, George. I appreciate you. Morrison. Morrison. Processing. Terrence goes back to trying to read, but he's so frustrated he can't focus at all. He's got like this vein popping out on his forehead, and he's just like...
Wren is looking out the window and kind of trying not to laugh.
James.
James.
What?
James. That's his name.
You're making less sense than normal.
The name of the son?
Yes. It's James. Morrison. So, does he have a...
So you're just trying to check if he has any social media? Or had?
Yeah, had... Well, he had a face space. But namely pics from school. How old was this dude when he died?
Wait, no, missing. Missing.
Oh. Okay, so he hasn't died. He just went
We
missing.
don't know, but just practice not saying dead before we get to the probably sad old lady.
Okay. 19.
19?
2 years ago. That's how old he was. And he was still in school? Poor thing. Must have been a bit slow on the uptake.
Could have been in university or something.
Oh, that's right. You guys have college over here, don't you?
Yeah.
He was studying IT. Oh, that's right, because there was something to do with college debt. Or debt in general.
Yeah.
And the company. And the council.
Yes.
And George pulls up outside of an apartment block.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you, George, as always.
Thank you.
Terry closes his
Not a
book
problem.
on the very first page, which he didn't get through at all.
Cipher. Pop quiz. What is the status of the lady's son?
According to the internet, he's missing.
Okay, that's fine. Just don't say he's dead.
As she closes her laptop and puts it back in her bag. It's not dead. It's not dead. It's not dead. It's not
You
dead.
can write it on your hand if that helps.
It won't. I'll remember.
Okay.
I'll just keep my mouth shut.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Cypher's got a head like sideways looking at George.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh.
George.
Thanks, George. What a sweet old man.
Terry looks like he desperately needs like an Advil or something. He's gonna get out of the car.
Run will get out of the car as well.
Alright, so Terry's walking towards the building. And he's going to check the buzzer panel to see if he can see the name Morrison on it anywhere.
She's on the 4th floor.
Alright. No.
No.
We are taking the stairs. Terrence goes
Probably a
to
good
punch
call.
in the buzz code, and then he hesitates, and he's like, what are we going to ask her? What are we even going to talk to her about? It's been 2 years.
Okay. We're looking for a missing friend, and there are some similarities. And so we have questions?
We could have a look in his room.
I mean,
It happens on like the shows like Order and Law.
so sometimes, but people usually have a threshold for when they start moving on. I just hope we don't trigger this poor woman into a fit of depression.
Yeah.
He punches the buzzer number in.
And about 30 seconds later, voice says, yes, hello?
Hello, is this, Miss Morrison?
Yes?
Hi, we're some, local private investigators. We were just hoping to get, hoping to ask you a few questions.
To do with what?
Missing persons case.
Give me a persuasion check.
Shit. Alright, hang on. Where is it? Would this be coercion or negotiation? Or charm?
I'll let it be either. So it could either be negotiation or coercion.
Alright. Well, I'm better at one of those than the other, so I succeed with advantage.
Ooh.
I succeed 3 times.
She is thrice persuaded.
Yes, okay. And the door goes bzzz.
Oh.
Terry opens it and very, like, valiantly and, like, over the top, kind of bows you 2 through.
Thanks.
You're quite welcome.
Uh-huh.
Cypher's
Stairs?
sidestepping Terry, looking very strangely at him.
Oh, what? Just, I'm not allowed to be a gentleman sometimes?
Hey, I'm not complaining. She's got her arms up. Yeah, back on her back. Just don't be doing that all the time. That's weird.
That's interesting coming from you.
What?
Don't do weird things, says Cipher.
Like what?
Oh, nothing. Okay. Stairs?
I'm a normal girl.
Yes. Yes, you are.
In a normal world.
Cypher's looking at Terry. What was that?
What was what?
Don't choke on your...
He turns off the music he spontaneously started playing on his phone. I don't know what you're talking about.
So we taking the elevator or
Stairs.
exercise? I'm up
Yeah.
with
Sure.
So everyone's standing at the bottom of the
that.
I guess so.
And Cypher bolts up.
Oh, dear.
You told me not to hold the door open for you anymore. Terrence follows Cipher.
Wren's following not too closely because she kind of thinks Cypher's gonna trip and maybe fall backwards.
Oh god, are you really going to make me roll an agility check
No.
going up the
Yes.
Oh, sounds like it needs to be a vote.
Do it.
Ren,
This is democracy.
Oh, there you
democracy,
go.
people.
Yeah.
Ren has thrown you under
Do
the bus.
it. Hey, you're the one who said you bolted. You could have said, Cipher very deliberately and carefully walks up the stairs.
That wouldn't be very Cipher-like.
No, it wouldn't.
That would...
Cipher very carefully and deliberately bolts up the stairs like a lunatic,
Skips up the stairs.
I'm so...
leaping onto the railing.
Tries to slide up the railing.
Actively tries to defy gravity. If you go triumph for this, it would be so
Oh, please.
funny.
That would be amazing.
She starts sliding up.
Yep.
Okay.
So the more dramatic you want it to be, the harder you make it.
Is Cipher even good at agility?
Cipher is amazing at agility. It's a question of how hard she wants to defy the laws of physics.
She's not amazing. She's okay, but
She hasn't gotten hit by a car yet, and that's amazing.
She hasn't been hit by a car yet. That's true. You didn't succeed, but you got 2 advantages.
And you didn't necessarily fail either, you just didn't succeed. So what happened, madam?
So she started skipping up the stairs at 2, 3 at a time, and then realized that this is going to become obviously too much work and just bolted up the stairs, 1 step at a time.
Ah. Okay.
She has too much energy.
Way too much energy, because she got at the top of the 5th floor and realized she had gone too far. That's her advantage.
What, that she realized?
She's like a floor above you guys, looking down. It's like, how come you're not coming up?
We get to the 4th floor.
Cipher slides down the rails to the 4th floor.
Terry's gonna go up to Mrs. Morrison's door, and
it is
open. Peer around and say hello.
Last time there was an open door, someone had a gun.
She looks about 40, and she's just casually dressed. She has a cup of coffee. She's like, come in.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the intrusion. And Terry will go in.
So,
And I will go in too.
Cipher's thinking.
Terrence stares at her from inside the apartment and then starts slowly closing the door.
I'll just be out here.
Uh-huh.
He's still slowly closing it.
And she's leaning to the side, so you can still see her face as the door's closing.
What is she doing?
It's about half open now. Or half closed, I should say.
Depending on how optimistic you are.
The door is either closed or open.
She's got about 10 seconds before the door is going to be too far closed for her to get through.
She steps in quickly as the door's nearing 3/4 complete shut.
Terrence looks like he wants to hit her. Just smack her upside the head. Good old brain duster. He does not. He really looks like he wants to, though.
So glad you could join us.
Cipher's looking at Terrence with a sort of a sheepish look on her face, and she puts her right hand up to her lips and does the zip.
Don't mind my younger sister, Mrs. Morrison. Would you like to take a seat?
and she sits down. How can I help?
We were wondering what you could tell us about your son.
James? What do you want to know about James?
There have been other missing persons reports that are incredibly similar to his. We just wanted any information you might have about the days leading up to his disappearance.
James was a very conscientious student. He's going into IT. He was struggling, though, with some of the costs. And he'd got some work with through a temp agency. And there was something not quite right about it. But he wouldn't talk about it. He wouldn't say what it was. But he said that he wouldn't have to worry about the money anymore. And she sort of pauses and sort of thinks, and she gets up and she walks into one of the rooms. She comes back, she has a notebook, and she sits at the computer and she types in, it's like an IP address, and a box opens, and it's almost like the command prompt box in Windows, and she types into that, and a few seconds later a really old looking website sort of comes up. It doesn't have a name, and she sort of goes through it a bit, sort of clicking on a couple of things, and she's like, He wrote about this in his journal. I don't think he ever meant me to find it.
He wrote about that website?
Yes, whatever was paying his tuition, it was involved with this. She clicked on a thread, and it looks like it's been encrypted or deleted. You're not really sure, but there's like a list of users, and most of them she's like, that doesn't pay any attention to, but she points at one and she says, this, he mentioned this one, and the username is Amsterdam Man.
Did he ever tell you what his username was?
JM005. I have no information on their conversations or what it was that he was doing. Any conversations that were here have been long gone.
May I see his journal, Mrs. Morrison?
She hands it over.
And he takes it and he flips through it quickly.
And it starts like you'd expect. Happy, some sketches, not particularly good ones, but just doodles and stuff. Stuff about school, girls. But the further it goes, it starts to get more darker and more concerned about money and then about paying tuition and looking after his mum and stuff like that. How he's going to do it. And then it doesn't really say anything. It's very sort of ambiguous about what he's doing. But there is definitely, it says Amsterdam Man with a big question mark.
And he never mentioned to you what the name of the temp agency was called?
I think it was Alpha.
Alright.
I don't know that much about computers, though.
That's no problem for us, miss. Is there anything else you can think to tell us? Any
Cipher's jumping up and down.
body modifications that he might have gotten?
He had a data jack.
Mm.
I'm good. Good.
Terrence stares at her for a second and then kind of like closes his eyes in defeat and just like gestures at her to go ahead.
Cipher takes a step forward, so like grinning triumphantly. Did you want me to have a look at it, you dear?
She gets out of the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Cipher sits down at the computer and starts to access the website.
Give me a roll.
Computers or net?
Either.
Won't make any difference anyway. And I'll spend white.
How many do we have?
That is theoretically in my notes somewhere. I just don't know. Hang on.
What's the difficulty?
That depends on how much you're trying to gain. But if you, I think we had 2 and 2 from memory. That's what I have on my wall. But
And we haven't spent any whites that I know. Oh, hang on.
no.
Nope.
Miss my coffee.
I'm sorry.
Would you like one, dear?
Oh, I said that out loud. Yes, please. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay.
She goes into the kitchen.
So there's a layer of encryption on here. I should be able to bypass this, I hope. Should I be able to get a specific IP address? Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Though. But it depends. Was he using a VPN? Was he routing through several other servers? Oh, this is going to be trickier than I thought. And you'll see. I know he's sending me a message because I can see the 3 dots. It says he's idle. Okay. Do you still want me to roll?
Up to you. But I don't mind you controlling the scene.
Cipher's being very indecisive. Okay. So I'm spending a white. Well, Cipher's spending a white. And so this tricky fellow or fella was using a VPN to access this site, but what he did know was that this VPN still does, to a certain extent, some form of tracking. So, by following cookies from here to here and getting the IP address off this bounce and redirecting to that bounce, and she pulls out her laptop and flicks it up, runs a small program on it, and it looks like it's running through some numbers. And we have a location just outside of Seattle.
Okay.
Oh, what the hell was his name? Manga Man?
Amsterdam Man.
Oh, Amsterdam Man. Okay, so I've got a location of this Amsterdam Man.
Okay.
The Cipher turns to the old lady. Thanks, Mom. This was very helpful.
Please, something could come out of this.
We hope so. If we find any information that we can share with you, we will.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again for having us. Thank you for the coffee, and we'll keep in touch. Is there a number we can reach you at?
Yes, she writes it down on a piece of paper and hands it over.
Okie dokie. So.
Have a good day, miss. And Terrence leaves.
Cipher, are you still typing or are you ready to go?
Wait for me. I'm just getting a little bit more, and I'm done.
Okay, let's go.
Slams the
Slams it? You're slamming other people's property?
No, she carefully closes her laptop lid so as not to break it.
Ah.
Well, it's hardwood.
Yeah, but wood breaks,
Yeah.
and she doesn't want to put a dent in it. Although it's starting to get scratches on it from being shoved in her backpack all the time. But she shoves it back in her backpack, puts her backpack on her back, and skips outside.
Wren's following Cipher.
Well, she's looking left and right as soon as she gets out the door.
What
Terrence
are you?
is at the door for the stairs already.
What are you looking for?
Elevator?
Stairs.
Terrence is going down the stairs already, leaving without you two.
Come on.
Okay. And Cypher's got to head down.
Look, stairs are fun too, probably.
Cypher's tempted, but no. She's resisting the urge to jump.
Wren's just walking down the stairs.
Terrence is calling George.
Hello.
Hey, George. Are you still in the area?
Yeah, I'm just outside. I didn't think you'd be
Oh,
that long.
excellent. Thank you. We'll be out in a sec. And if there's nothing stopping him, Terrence will get all the way down the stairs, go out the building, and head straight for the taxi.
Wren's gonna do the same unless Cypher's doing anything particularly interesting.
Cypher's not really doing anything interesting.
Okay.
She's just skipping down the stairs.
Okay. Well, if she doesn't look like she's gonna fall, then Wren's gonna keep going.
And George is exactly where you left him.
Alright. Terrence is going to open the door, pause, turn to Cipher, and go, "Do you not want me to hold this door open for you?"
I don't want to sit on the right.
Gonna sit in the middle.
For some reason, you always sit in the middle.
She's the shortest, that's why.
Oh. That is
Why?
quite possibly true. I
She
don't know.
turns to Wren.
Are you?
She's looking at Wren.
I don't remember how tall I am.
I think she's looking at Wren almost nose to nose, eye to eye.
Who's taller?
There might be a hair in it.
I don't remember how tall I am. Or where that information would be.
I think you said you were 5'4".
Oh. Did I?
Nope,
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just
Sure,
guessing.
let's go with that. That makes sense.
5'4" now. And Cipher is only 5'1" or 2", right?
5'4".
No,
Oh.
she's also 5'4". Okay.
Oh, we're tied.
Okay. Cipher sits in the middle because she's a child, then.
Okay.
I resent that.
Do you?
Most children do. Go on.
Sitting in the middle with her arms crossed, with a pouty look on her face.
You're not helping your case.
I've got evidence.
Of what?
Don't ask her to take out her ID again, please.
Yeah, your ID.
Do I need to show you guys my ID?
We know what it says. It doesn't make it true.
It does when I show it to people.
No, that's... What? That's not how anything works.
It is.
Just because you show somebody a piece of information doesn't make it true.
Terrence has gotten sick of waiting for you guys to get in the car, so he just sits to the right.
Oh, I thought we were in the car.
I thought we were in the car too.
Okay, we get in the car.
Women, am I right, George?
Oh, like my third wife.
You were... I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Doesn't sound like it.
He takes out his phone and he sits there. You hear him goes to his voicemail. And he presses play and he puts it on speaker. Hi George, it's Fennyman. If Cipher lips, you can hear her on the back of the head.
Huh.
What?
Terrence
I was like staring wide-eyed, like, what?
dying. Terrence is just killing himself laughing.
How does he know? How does he know?
Psychic.
She's looking around the car. Is there a bug in here?
It doesn't need to be a
There's a
bug
bug in
Cipher.
here,
You're
isn't there?
always like this.
There's a camera. Is that a camera?
No, there's not a camera.
Maybe he hacked your bionic eye.
Oh, crap.
Terrence is trying very unsuccessfully to hide the fact that he seems to have successfully fooled Cipher.
So where to?
Oh, good question.
A laboratory.
Any laboratory cipher?
Oh,
Mm.
it's in the country.
Oh, okay.
We're going to the country. Can we... Sorry to ask this of you, George. Do you mind if we stop for a snack on the way if we're going to the country?
That's perfectly fine.
Excellent.
I feel like if we go to the country, Cypher's gonna get distracted by cows or something.
That reminds me.
Of?
His username. Did you note what it spelled? J Moose.
I did see that.
I'm not sure that's what he was going for.
Oh,
Probably
I thought
not.
about the address being out of the country. Never know.
Aren't we tracing down a guy who uses the username Amsterdam Man and not James Morrison?
Huh? Where'd James Morrison come from?
What? His James Morrison's username was the one that has Moo in it.
Yeah, James Moose.
But I thought we were looking for the other guy.
We are. Amsterdam Man.
Yes, that
Who
one.
looks like he lives in the country.
Okay.
I just thought it was funny that James had Moo in his name. Because we're going to the country. Does that not make sense to you guys? No?
Do you have a flask on you, Cipher?
Yes? As she
I have them.
pulls it out of her top pocket. And hands it to Terrence. You sure? It's a bit early in the day. Actually, no, it's lunchtime. Oh, it's okay.
Terrence is already taking a healthy swig. And he winces, because whatever's in there tastes like battery acid.
We're going
He's
to the
like-
country. His
Thank
name
you.
has got Moo in it.
Yes. Yes, cows. Okay. Cows.
I guess I'm the only one seeing the connection.
No, I don't think so.
God was writing something to me and then stopped.
Oh. Have you been drinking from that flask?
And George stops at a strip mall and he's like, there's several different food outlets here, whatever you were looking for.
Huh? We don't need strippers, we need food.
Strip mall, not a strip club, you fool.
What?
Since when does food need to be stripped?
Oh,
That's what I'm not
I
saying.
mean, some food has peels, like an orange.
Seriously. A strip mall?
oh
I'd expect
boy.
to see some naked floozies walking around. Anyway,
Do you not know what a strip mall is, Cipher?
I know what a shopping center is. And a shopping mall.
But you don't know what a strip mall is.
A strip mall.
Cipher, I think you're letting
That's
your
just-
Australian come out.
I only let him out every now and then to play. Which reminds me, Terry. I think we need to... where we're going, we might need a little bit of help. Do you think you could pull yourself together to call your good friend Mr. Book?
Do we have to?
So, when I was tracing the IP address back to this place, I'm not guaranteeing what kind of people are going to be there to greet us. I don't think they're going to be the friendly type, if you know what I mean. Let's just say there's certain level of encryption and stuff that I was fighting against on the, and she's holding her fingers up in the air, double quoting, the internet. As more aligned with people who are in maybe a criminal organization rather than just a sole individual. So I don't want to be rocking up to a place where they're pointing guns at you.
That would not be ideal. No.
Cipher's looking at Terry. Terry, you still alive there, buddy?
Yeah. So what is it they want me to say to Mr. Book?
Tell him to meet us at this address.
And what's he gonna do?
I'm assuming he's the kick-arse type.
He's scary.
I think we should wait until we're actually in a situation of trouble before we call him up. Because I can imagine him being incredibly upset if it turns out to be nothing.
Okay.
To be fair, if it does, as Cipher has suggested, turn into a situation where people are pointing guns at us, at that point it may be a little too late to call.
I agree with Wren.
It was my idea.
Well, I'm just saying.
I put it rationally or
I'm-
something.
Yes, okay. Cipher, as much as it pains me to say, I agree with Cipher. But I also agree with
People
Wren.
with the guns aren't going to be like, yes, yes, take your time, you get one phone call.
We'll wait for your backup to arrive.
Yeah. Probably not.
You could dial a friend. I'll call Mimar. Mimar's the scariest thing I've ever been up against.
And how long would it take her to show up?
Knowing her, probably a couple of weeks.
Not our best bet then.
Yeah, but didn't Mr. Book offer his services to you? Teddy.
Yeah. Terry's like, alright, jeez. And he's pulling out his phone reluctantly and he calls Mr. Book.
Alice has found how deep the rabbit hole goes.
You could say that, and Cipher, you don't hear this. It's not on speaker.
Because you didn't realize that
Cypher's just
Cypher's
laughing
actually
for
got
no
a
reason.
head right next to yours.
Terry's gonna put his hand on your face and push you away.
Cypher, stop that.
And he's like, "Hello, Mr. Book. You wouldn't happen to be free right this instant, would you?"
I am.
He's talking about rabbits.
Don't worry about it.
Are you willing to come and meet us at this address, where there may or may not be
I will
trouble?
meet you there.
What's
Thank
rabbits
you.
gonna do?
Don't know, but it doesn't matter.
We'll see you in... How long do you think you'll be?
I can be there momentarily.
Good.
Right? Well, we'll see you soon then. Thank you. And Terrence hangs up, and he looks fairly uncomfortable.
What did he say?
He said he'll be here soon.
Here or there?
At the strip mall? Is he coming to the strip mall?
I thought we were at the
Yep.
strip mall.
We are.
We are at the strip mall.
Then here, where is there?
Where we're going.
Where are we going?
Oh, jeez. Well, then he can just come with us then, because he's coming here.
Nope, he's going there.
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
He doesn't want any food.
I don't even know if he is.
I'm not interested in flus.
I'm not even
anyway.
sure if he's human. Like, is he actually a robot, or is that just a
I don't
helmet?
know.
Oh
God
boy.
doesn't know. He's just scary.
It's a mystery, even to the GM.
Okay. Well,
I suppose we're on a farm. He might be wanting to go hunt for rabbits.
what? You're so hung up on rabbits.
But that's what he was talking about, rabbits. The Cypher's looking at
Talking
Wren.
about rabbits?
He said something about a rabbit hole.
Yeah, not real rabbits. It's figure of speech.
Terrence is going to order coffee with his burger. One of those double red eyes.
Cypher's not hungry, so she's waiting in the taxi.
How many credits?
Ren's not buying anything. She's just waiting.
12 for the drink and the burger. Like a combo.
Cypher's not.
I'm trying to.
She's got no money.
Yeah, Ren's not got any money either.
Terrence is just going to give. Wait, neither of you have money?
I don't have any money.
You know where I eat.
Yeah, you steal your neighbor's chicken.
Maybe I should try that.
I will buy you a reasonable sized meal. He stares at Cipher without blinking.
I thank you for the offer, but I think I'll hold off till dinner time. I don't want to spoil my appetite. And I can't run on a full stomach.
Alright. Nothing for you?
Don't you know you're not supposed to swim for an hour after you eat?
If I would not mind some food if you don't mind.
Alright. So Terrence buys Wren some food
Okay.
too.
Same price.
And she's gonna very hungrily eat that.
Did either of you get chips or anything like that?
I don't know what it was.
Yes, Terrence did get French fries, and he very specifically just passed it to Cipher. He didn't even wait for her to try and quickly steal some. He just gave her the packet of fries.
Did you notice the cipher said chips?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Chips? Why? What's
I
wrong
know
with
what's
chips?
going on. I know what's up.
yes.
That's the fish and
That's
chips.
the only time they use it over here.
Oh, chips.
Yeah.
Chips. Oh, really? What do they call them?
Yeah.
Fries.
French fries.
Ah.
Yeah. Chips are crispy things that come in a bag.
There, that too. Thank you, Teddy.
Thank you.
No worries.
Now Cypher's got her carbs in her. She's ready to go.
She's full of energy. Thought you weren't hungry.
I didn't say I wasn't hungry. I was concerned about swimming an hour after you.
Are we swimming? I don't think we're swimming.
You never know.
Okay, then you can never eat in case you might have to swim.
Not for where we're going. It's out on a farm. They might have a dam. They might have a pool. They might have an indoor spa.
She might find a puddle.
Look, could be that too. A big enough puddle. But she reaches into her bag and pulls out the sawn-off 12-gauge shotgun.
What are you doing?
Loading rounds into it.
Please be careful.
Cipher turns to Wren. Careful with what?
Your firearm.
Oh, this thing? It's harmless until you cock it.
Yeah, just be careful.
You're looking at me like I'm a kid.
You might be.
Just make sure to wipe the grease off your fingers before you try and do anything with it.
Roger that, Dad.
Yes, we're on a road trip. We've stopped for food.
Yep.
Are we there yet?
Except one of
Don't
the
you go
kids
bothering George about this.
one of the kids has a gun.
Yes.
the kid with the guns.
The kid who says, "We are stopping at McDonald's."
So it takes about an hour, and he pulls up in the lane. He sort of finds some bushes. He sort of pulls off the side, and he turns around and says, I think it's about 200 meters further down. I don't want to get much closer.
That's fair. Thank you for taking us this far. We'll see you back at the bar sometime, I'm sure, George. Or we'll call you up and ask you for a ride somewhere in the
Do you
area.
want me to wait?
Maybe don't go too far for a while.
Okay.
That's probably a good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Terrence will get out of the taxi.
Yep, Wren's gonna get out of the taxi.
And the address that we're heading to, is it like a farmhouse?
It's just like a bungalow. There's no farm attached, but there's no other houses near it. It is definitely secluded.
And we're out in like broad daylight currently, yes?
Whatever time you want.
I think it was like now to be probably nearing 2 o'clock. Because we left at lunchtime to go see the old lady.
Okay.
I think, from memory.
It was a month. I don't remember what time it was.
Alright, so we should probably approach this somewhat stealthily, Terrence says as he's like clomping rather noisily through the grass. Or down the road. Are we still on the road? He's not being very stealthy or quiet because he is neither of those two things.
He pulled off to the side of the track, which was a dirt track.
Okay.
But you could go either way.
Shouldn't we make for the book?
He said he'd meet us.
He did say he'd meet us.
Yeah.
But
Or
where?
there.
Here or where? There. Anyone see any frightening people?
Maybe you can call him.
He's standing behind you.
Ah!
Fuck me dead.
Hello, Mr. Book.
He nods.
Do you, by any chance, know anything about this address? Terrence is like raising one eyebrow.
Yes. And he walks off.
Not gonna tell us, I guess.
He walks off as in towards the building, or
Just away.
he just walks off into the distance. That's all. That's all we needed him for.
He's had enough of Cipher already. He's leaving.
He said he'd meet us there. He didn't say how long he'd stay for.
Terrence is gonna put his hands in his pockets and kind of like swerve around and start following Mr. Book.
And he's not stealthy.
Oh.
Terrence is still trying to be stealthy, at least a little bit. It's not working.
I was never trained.
In what?
Combat. And tactics.
What?
Terrence pauses, turns around, and says, "What?
What are you talking about?"
Ah, I keep feeling like, hang on, we're supposed to have leaves and sticks and green-colored clothes.
What
And army boots and
are you talking about?
a big net over you. I don't
No.
know. It's what the army guys wear
We're not in the army.
when they're stealthing along.
We're not in the army, and no one's being particularly stealthy.
Well, I know Mr. Book isn't. Poor Terry there.
Terrence is like blushing a little bit, and he's like, "I can be stealthy if I want to be." And he like turns around and starts following Mr. Book.
Cypher's like stopped in the middle of the road. She's got like hands on her hips, shotgun in one hand, backpack over her left shoulder, talking to Wren.
Are you going to keep walking, or is the absence of sticks and leaves and green clothes and nets like a big issue for you?
Okay, it's frustrating. I can do it without it.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Cipher just continues to walk down the road.
And the house is wood, and it looks expensive. There is a Cadillac parked outside. You think about 4 bedrooms. It's a bungalow, so it's only 1 story, but it's quite large. There is no one outside, and Mr. Book just walks up and opens the front door and walks in.
Oh, good, it wasn't locked. Or he's
Because
magic
the fact
or
that he just
something.
walked in,
Yeah. Exactly.
well, Cypher's gauging what Terry and Wren are doing before she acts.
Or kind of waiting outside and seeing if anything happens.
What's Terrence doing?
Terrence is gonna follow.
Oh. Oh, good, they've both gone in.
Cipher looks at Wren.
Should we?
I don't know. You're the adult here.
Yes, I definitely am. You're the one with a gun.
You're point being?
If there's
You don't
scary
trust me.
things. No, I'm just saying.
What if
I
someone
don't
comes up and walks up behind us?
know. We won't notice if Mr. Book is anything to go by.
Was there a car?
Outside? Yeah.
I guess we better get inside before we lose them.
Okay, let's go.
Shadowrun, a slice of life adventure in a dystopian future, starring Becca as Terry the Mage, Raveninsane as Cipher the Hacker, and Ghost as the GM. The excellent Shadowrun is produced by Catalyst Game Labs. The Genesys rule set comes from Fantasy Flight Games, and many of the sounds and music comes from Sirenscape, which is an amazing tool for bringing more life to your game table. This has been a Kritfayle production. We are awesome. Squiggly lines. I saw a fox. Don't pat a pack, Emily. No pat packing.
Huh?
Huh?
I have pet a coyote before. I got in trouble. I was 5.
How the hell? Why the hell? What the? Oh, I'm confused.
I'd never had a bot say, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
The bot just off in a different channel alone.
I cannot handle this inane chatter from you people. I'm going to a different channel. It's silent. Just find Craig in the corner. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
If I can't see them, they can't see me.
I'm sorry. I'm telling my wife that she can't raid the Smith's chips because all I can hear in the background is crackle, 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 crackle.
So now Cipher has a wife too.
All right. So, we ready?
Yeah, the rest of the team started without you.
Oh, okay. So, Terry's already running off.
Cipher is slowly walking quickly.
Oh man.
Did I do what to the who now?
Yes!
This is not relevant. Well, we were trying to be inconspicuous and people were staring. Excellent.
Oh, mine's celibate.
She's still drunk.
Mine's a celebratory drink.
Oh, we found your student pass.
Okay, I have a serious question before we continue. Is Cipher just yelling at Fennyman from across the room because he's still at the bar and she started walking towards the table?
Yep.
Oh, good.
I've never heard a hummingbird.
What?
I'm now offended. I'm now offending fairies. And now her accent has changed again.
From happy to desperation. Anything else?
Terry is apparently a girl again.
Oh,
But Terry, the person, though flamboyant, is very much a guy. You could
I
do
have
an
not-
agility check just cause.
just 'cause.
The fake IDs.
The fake ID.
This ID is fake.
21. Realistically, 12.
Acme ID.
Acme ID. A hardwood drive.
Notoriety.
Notoriety. Notoriety.
Notoriety. You're talking about yourself in third person now. Yeah, I know, but there's that movie. You're a Philistine.
And who takes the prize? Sorry?
Emilio Estevez.
What?
He?
Yep.
You're calling me a he now?
It was going to happen eventually.
And now I'm talking like someone else, like someone from the South.
Stop it!